Hello, it's S-Figure Reviews. It is time to feed the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, the action figure collector search algorithm, the Marvel Cinematic Universe algorithm. I'm here reviewing, right now, an older figure in the form of the Stealth Suit Spider-Man from Spider-Man Far From Home. This was from the supposed Molten Man wave, but it turns out the film, it was actually just a molten monster construct that was created by Mysterio. This was when Hasbro used to do MCU figures before the films even came out via concept art. And, well, I personally really like this guy. I'm reviewing this guy because I thought I should. I have the original packaging, and I got it for an insanely good price. 19 Australian dollars, and the bid started at 99 cents. Free shipping. I mean, on the aftermarket, brand new, with the Build-A-Figure part, can be over $100 to $170. Like, that's how insane, because this is the only version of this figure in Marvel Legends form. Although there is also the European edition, which is the blister card. They had like MCU blister cards with other figures like Captain Marvel, Captain America. There were a few characters who have had these blister cards. Like here you are. Have a look at this. There's a blister card. He just doesn't come with the head or the Build-A-Figure piece. If that's an easy way if you want to skip. That probably goes for a lot more, actually, because it's rarer. The quantity was much less. But I'm really excited to have a look at this guy. It's one I didn't think I needed. And when I came across this and got it in a bid, yeah, this was going to be something great. Taking a look at the packaging, it is the original sort of hexagonal Legends box, which has since been retired. I really missed this box shape. It was really just quirky, easy to unpack compared to these new ones. On the side, we have concept art for Stealth Suit Spidey. On the back, we have his Build-A-Figure wave mates and a bio for him with that same artwork. Peter Parker gears up in an upgrade suit to take on new challenges and new enemies. Well, if you've watched the movie, it's just the same enemy. But on the bottom, we have a few other, the wave mates, Mysterio, Hydra Man, Doppelganger, Spider-Woman, and Scorpion. Side artwork, yet again, on the top, Spider-Man logo. On the bottom, legalese. Same Marvel Legends stuff as usual. We're going to look at accessories shortly, but I just wanted to say that there is a good array of accessories for this version of Peter here. You can see from the box, from the plastic tray, that it doesn't look like there's much. Well, there isn't, because you've got to fit in the Build-A-Figure piece, but what he comes with at least is pretty practical. We also have here, just for one of the comparisons that I'll make here, we have Abomination with Spider-Man, but also just for a size comparison with the box. He's actually not that much shorter than the box, about an inch and a half. I would say the box is about 10.5 inches. So he's about 9 to 9.5, so he's big. The box was big. But now I sort of understand why Marvel Legends cut down the box size. Do you? Let's take an up-close look at Stealth Suit Spidey, also known as the Night Monkey. And it's generally just black and grey, but I love some of the textured details. I love the face sculpt, the masked face sculpt. It's really nice. The paint's pretty clean on there. Maybe the eyes a little off, but it looks awesome either way. I love the sculpted body, just all the new parts. And I'm thinking about this in two ways, 2026 and 2019. What do I not like? I don't like the pins, but Hasbro wasn't really in that pinless era that they've started to form into now. So I understand that, but I love the details, the rivets here and there, the zips that should be painted. I wish they were painted silver, but even with the glossy black plastic, if you shine a light on it, it does look silver. And some of my photos, it came out a bit silver looking. But I do love just all the intricate details. It's really faithful to how we see Tom Holland's Spider-Man stealth suit in Far From Home. I wish there was some grey paint. Just some silver paint. For example, on the arms, you can see the web shoes. I love the web shoe designs. I love when they just do that instead of just this flat wrist you just have to imagine has a web shooter there. I love the bulkier design to Peter's arms. But I even love how cleanly the paint was applied to the hands, and how the skin tone, it doesn't really bleed through to the black. So even it doesn't look that badly warped either. It's really good for its age. Now, just grabbing some shots of this suit of Spidey. Now, it's mostly accurate. Again, it's missing a few silver parts. For example, where the goggles attach on the head, it's got the massive band in the middle of his head, which has the grey details. However, I think I prefer the black from the Legends, even though it's not accurate. We also have a few textures from the suit, which the Legends doesn't have. I like both. I don't really have a problem if it has a bit of texture or not, because sometimes it hinders articulation. Even looking at the Contest of Champions Stealth Suit Spidey, which is a great character to play in the game, probably the second best one to play in terms of Spider-Man variants. I think that even looks really good. I personally actually like the blue sort of highlights around the white frames. I really like that too. So either way would have been great. Okay, so for accessories, I don't have the Molten Man arm, but that would be one of the pieces if you were building the Molten Man, because I got this second hand. Technically, it's basically brand new. I didn't get the piece, but here's what you get. You get the unmasked, or half-masked, really, Peter Parker Stealth Suit Spider-Man head. Do not remove the visors. Do not remove the goggles. They are connected. That's all one piece. Do not do that because you're going to wreck it otherwise. And that's an awesome piece. That's got painted detail on the top of the lenses, which is really nice. You also have his whipping hands. And I can't even tell if they're vertical or horizontal hinges because, well, it's a fixed pose, isn't it? So I don't know if it's vertical or horizontal. I think they're horizontal hinges. I just can't tell. But even looking at this compared to a Far From Home shot of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, it looks really good as well. Maybe it can't really bend forward. It would have been cool if it actually had a hinge, a small little hinge, but I think that would have broken over time. And if you wanted to try it with a Tom Holland head sculpt on there, I've got here the No Way Home Final Swingsuit one, which I don't even think is accurate to this look of Tom Holland either. I think this is meant to be around that age period anyway, Far From Home. But it does not look good. He looks really, his head looks a bit too big and his neck looks too long, so don't do it. For articulation, his neck will look up that high, and it's pretty decent range actually. His neck will look down low, but his neck starts to look a little weird. He does have a little bit of decent head tilt, and yeah, he does have a big sculpt of a head, but it looks well. Everything here, again, is all new parts, single sculpt. Well, I say all new even though it's 7 years old. But his arms can go forward really well. This is what I love about it. The butterfly joints on this thing are insane. Just how clean and how even far forward and back they go. He's got a full 360 rotation in the arms. Yeah, here's the back. I just love that. He does have double jointed arms. He has bicep swivels, which do a full 360. Now his arms do look a little posed, just they've got a little bend to them. And that's with all of these copies of this figure. But he looks good anyway. I don't think that's going to be a problem. His hands, we have the fists on here. They have a horizontal hinge, so they're going to articulate pretty decently as well. Okay, so now it's a bit strange with his ab articulation. He does have really nice back articulation, however forward it's meh, it's okay. He has really good waist cut. His legs, he's got full 360 thigh rotation. He's also got double jointed pin legs. His feet, there are no boot cuts, but his feet do have really decent ankle pivot, can move really well forward and back, side to side. And he does actually have he can't really do the splits. His legs can move out decently, but I don't think you really want to do that unless you like posing your figurines weird. Let's dive into comparisons here. First off, we have sort of a Spider-Man comparison. Here we have Cyborg Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2099 from Across the Spider-Verse. We have Final Swingsuit Spider-Man. This one's probably the most important because he is a little taller. This Spidey here, the stealth suit, is a little undersized, but he will still fit in. He's about 5.8, 5.9 inches. He fits in still pretty well with your Legends display. Here we also have the Maximum Series Spider-Man, and we have the Spider Armor. Next up, we just have a few mix of standard Marvel Legends and some ones that sort of work with this version of Spider-Man. Now, I do have a Civil War Mark 46 Iron Man, an MCU Iron Man, but he's just kind of in a position where I don't want to get him out of right now. So I thought, grab two other armors that work really well. They're two of my favorite figures in the Iron Man stuff anyway. So we have the Sentinel Buster Iron Man, the Mark 72 on the far left, which is from the recent Scourge Bath. We also have the Modular Iron Man from the Ursa Major wave / Iron Man wave. We also have for your standard Marvel Legends, we have Vulcan Body Banshee on the far right. We have Spider-Woman for your standard female comparison. We also have on the other side of her on the left next to Sentinel Buster Iron Man, we have Jean Grey, X-Factor version 1 suit. She's on the channel, please check her out. We also have here the 85th anniversary Venom, just for another black Spider-Man or black Spider character. And we have, next to Vulcan, next to Spider-Woman, X-Factor Cyclops on the Bucky Cat mold. One of the best figures on the Bucky Cat mold, and arguably one of my favorites in my collection. Moving on, we're going to go right to left here. On the right, we have a mix of a small MCU comparison with the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Adam Warlock, and my only Doctor Strange, who I think still works as a comic Doctor Strange. This is the No Way Home Doctor Strange from the Armadillo wave. On the left, we have some villains here. These are comic villains, however, we're going to be seeing some of them in the MCU. We've already technically seen some of them in the MCU. So let's have a look here. We have Mysterio from the retro card, Spider-Man retro card. This is the first of the Mysterios. We have Scorpion also from the retro card, but he is going to be in Brand New Day. That's really cool. We previously saw him in Homecoming in the post-credits scenes. We also have here Hydra Man, who is a fellow wave mate who is part of the Molten Man Build-A-Feel wave and was inaccurately used in the MCU as a Hydro monster. And then we also have on the far right Tarantula, who is also going to be in the MCU now. And this is also one from the retro card, and maybe one of the worst retro card waves ever. Now, to final comparison, just for some random lines, here we have Greg the Carbonized Stormtrooper from Hasbro Black Series. We have Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern from the Mattel DC Multiverse. We have Captain Carrot from McFarlane's Toy Company from the DC Multiverse Collector Edition line. We have Elmo from Blockies, who I will be doing a review on shortly. Please check that out when it comes out. And we also have the Creeper from Jada Toys from their Scooby-Doo line. So I've got some photos here as well of this Spider-Man. I just loved posing him, even in the lighting. I know I'm not the best with lighting. I'm trying to figure that out still. But it looks just so damn good. Even for an older figure, it posed really well. It's not really that loose. Yeah, even one of the poses here with him just leaning back just shows you some of the back movement. I don't know, I really enjoy this thing. It's one that I'm happy to own. It is such a sleeper of 2019, I think, and even just a sleeper in older MCU figures, because they can be hit and miss as well. So I decided to consider this for 2 ratings. And I should have done this with Lady Deathstrike as well, but I did it with this instead, and I've done final rating A and B. So final rating A is 2026 standards, and I still think this is a 7 out of 10. It holds up really well. It comes with not the best of accessories. I mean, people want more accessories for the rising prices, I get it. But it still holds up in sculpt. It still looks really good. I don't even know when they'd ever re-release this. Maybe one of those building out your Marvel MCU box things that they've been doing, reissuing popular figures in cheaper looking colors. Final rating B is 2019 standards. I'm giving it an 8. Is it the best? No, but it looks so nice. It's clean. Maybe that's also because of the lack of paint, but it still is really clean. And I mean, it still looks pretty accurate to what we get in the film. Maybe the zip lines aren't particularly strong on this. Maybe it's over textured in terms of all the paneling. but I really do enjoy this. And for $19, this was an absolute steal. When it's going for maybe 100 USD or 100 Australian, it varies. Quickly for some positives, I think the butterfly joints are amazing. That's just a seller right there's the butterfly joints, how far they go back. That's better than standard Marvel Legends now because of all the hindering, and they say, oh, it has to be regulated, blah, blah, blah. I mean, even the clean paint on the hands, it's rare you see that even on faces, that the skin tones, when they use a different colored plastic compared to a beige plastic, is the same and looks clean. It looks messy sometimes, but I love this. And even my negatives, again, it's pinned, but that's final A rating standards. Everything should be pinless. But this is 2019. They didn't hit that error yet. And again, I think maybe the ab crunch isn't that great. But apart from that, this is such a great release. And if you ever come across it, I would highly recommend it. If you're able to get a really good price on it, even without the Build-A-Figure. If you're not interested in the Multi-Man Build-A-Figure and you just want some random variant Spider-Man, I've got this with my random variant Spider-Man. It can fit in your MCU display. It can fit in maybe in a comic display somewhere. It just works. Heck, chuck it in another line if you don't really build up Marvel and you like to mix and match. This would fit in perfectly. So that's my final thoughts. I'm going to really overall rate this a 7.5. That's the average that we have here. It's great. I love it. I'm so glad I found it. I'm glad I bought it. Did I need it? No. But it's one of those just sleeper hits. Sleeper hit. Underrated suit. I wish this was in comic form. That would be cool. But we've gotten other garbage ones instead. So this has been S-Figure Reviews. Please check out my other videos for this channel. I've reviewed a few oldies. I've reviewed some new ones. Please just check them out. Support the channel. If you really like this video, give it a like. If you want to subscribe. I don't post content all the time. I try to, but I buy things that I want. I don't buy things for the sake of it because of some addiction. No. All right? I'm passionate about this hobby, but I'm not going to just buy stuff for the sake of it. If you dislike this video, just dislike it. I won't be hurt. But yeah, if you come across this guy, do get it. I recommend it. This has been S-Figure Reviews. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll tune in soon. See you later.